Good morning from Black Lake Campground. I'm Travis, the Techno Hodag, W9HDG. We are at a campground in the Chequamegon-Nicolet National Forest. Park Kilo 4533. Now, you've seen me activate this park before, both field day with a couple of friends and also by myself using a PSK only activation, which is a digital mode. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put it down below. I promise I'm going to make more videos on how to do, or at least how I do digital. But today is kind of a unique experience because Stephanie and the kids are out with me. And if you didn't know, Stephanie is also an amateur radio operator. Her call sign is KC9LBD. We jokingly say, instead of Lima Bravo Delta, Little Black Dress. So we're going to put the Little Black Dress on the air doing FT8 digital. Now, I can feel through the force, you're already blowing up the comments section. Let me explain something. For those of you that say FT8 is not real amateur radio, get over it. FT8 is totally real radio. And in fact, I feel like it's got a very, very good and useful purpose. And I'll show you that during the video because there's a beacon network out there that monitors FT8 and other modes, but a lot on FT8 that you can use to determine where your signal is getting. And that can really help you understand what the bands are doing in the propagation. There's been times that I'll go and I'll activate and make a quick 10 contacts on FT8, look at that propagation map or at that beacon network map of who's heard me and say, okay, this band is awesome, let's go, or only 3 beacons heard me, what's going on? So if nothing else, it's a great way to study atmospheric conditions and the band conditions and go from there. So let's get Stephanie in front of the radio, well, the computer, because the radio's over here, and she's already done one FT8 activation, so she kind of knows what she's doing. She's gonna one of us will explain to you what's going on. I'm gonna try and get her to do it because I personally feel the best way to learn how to do something is to teach others. But I have a feeling she's not going to cooperate. So let's give her a round of applause, and maybe that'll encourage her to at least participate in the teaching. Let's get on the air. Okay, so before we get started, and I know you can't see me or Stephanie really well, but that's okay. I wanted you to see the screen. You can notice right here, and I'm going to try to overlay the screen up in the corner so that you can, if you can't see what I'm pointing at real well, you'll be able to see probably up in the corner of the video somewhere, where I've got it saying CQ POTA, that's Parks on the Air, KC9LBD, EN45. So that's CQ calling all stations, specifically Parks on the Air, your call sign, KC9LBD, and then EN45 is our 4-digit grid square, so it's where we are.
Okay.
All right. You can see we've got the call book set up on this side. What's going to happen is I'm going to have you in a second here click Enable TX.
Okay.
And that'll key the transmitter of the radio.
Okay.
And I'm going to watch and make sure we're not overdriving anything. We
Perfect.
shouldn't be.
Perfect.
And you'll see a yellow CQ POTA KC9LBD up here.
Okay.
And it might do that a couple of times. And eventually you're going to see a red line.
Okay.
Where it'll have your call and then somebody else's call. And it may have a grid square. It may have a signal report. I'll walk you through that when we get there.
Alrighty.
But like I said in the intro, you've done this before.
I have.
So I'm hoping that you kind of just start doing things and I can maybe provide commentary, or you can say, okay, if I remember, I do this and then...
Right.
Okay?
Makes sense to me. Perfect.
Help me out with this. Because
I'll do the best I can.
All right, so go ahead and let's get this show on the road.
All right. Enable.
Engage.
Forward who?
And right now, in case anyone's wondering, I'm looking over at the meter. We're transmitting with approximately 20 watts. So I've got the radio set at 50, and then I control the power out by adjusting how hard I drive the radio. Right now, I've got it set to where we're pushing somewhere between 10 and 25 watts, depending on how hard things are transmitted. So you can see we've got we're starting our second CQ POTA. It won't take long. There are people transmitting on the band.
Right.
So we'll let it cycle a few times, and if nobody answers you, that's when we'll pop over to that map and we'll see who's seeing you. See who's
We'll figure out
you.
where to go from there then. Perfect.
I'm pretty sure 30 meters will work. There's obviously people on the band.
Yeah, you can see that right here. It's just a matter of them finding me over here.
Right. How loud are you transmitting?
Right.
Right now we're transmitting at 1597, so this red is you, and it doesn't look like there's anybody on your frequency at the moment. And then you're receiving actually down here, but this will receive everything, and once somebody calls you, this green box will bounce to wherever they are.
Okay, so this was actually going to be my next question here.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the time, correct, on the site here?
Yep, that's what UTC is.
So dB.
Decibels. And you've got
and
someone.
hang on, we got one. Who do we have? We're going to double click, which is just what Travis taught me to do. And we're going to copy and move it over. And now we wait.
Yep, and I'm going to explain real quick here. KC9LBD, that's you. N8NXN is him, and then he's at EN72, which actually, if we look on the logging program, is coming up as Portland, Michigan. So we're not getting too far, but that's okay.
No, it's a start.
And you got an R13 plus 13. So you said you heard him at plus 28 dB. He's saying he's hearing you at plus 13.
Okay.
And now you're sending a 7.3, so you can save it.
Alrighty.
And then re-enable your transmit. And now it looks like you might get another call right away because there was a second one. It does look like
it, yes.
So, as I was saying in the intro, this is radio. There's no internet involved here other than the logging program looking up the people that are talking to you.
And there we go.
And there you go. You got him. What I think the reason people don't feel like this is radio is there's no free form where you can just say what you want to say to it.
That could be. But I like this because, for me, this is going to sound really weird. I'm kind of self-conscious about my voice. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you'll talk in videos all day
I know,
long.
go figure that one out. But it's also a good starter for people who are a little more... quiet and prefer to take their time getting into something and get a feel for it. At least that's the way I feel about it.
And
it's an introduction to it's a simple introduction to digital, though, too.
It is. It's a great way for you to get out there, make contacts.
Get your feet wet.
Get your feet wet. I mean, in your first activation, you were on the air for...
3 hours.
Yeah, roughly 3 hours. But it took you about 20 minutes to get 10 contacts.
Yep.
So you had a successful activation. Yep. And then, all of a sudden... You were like, all right, well, I'll take these last couple, and then I'm going to take a break.
It's starting to slow down. I'm ready to take a break.
And then here they come again, and you just kept going with it.
That's the way it all went for 3 hours.
For 3 hours, and you made 102 contacts.
Yeah.
So, but the big thing is you had fun.
Yeah.
Now, I should say this green one here, and you can see him on the side here, those are other people calling CQ. And you actually just worked this guy, so now he's calling CQ where he was transmitting down here in the just south of 500 megahertz. I should explain, this 10136 is the frequency I have the radio set at. And then these numbers down here in the waterfall actually get added to that frequency because the radio is transmitting at a very narrow bandwidth. So, like right now, if you wanted to actually find your exact signal, you would need to go to 10.136 plus 1.597. So you're actually at 10.137.597.
Okay.
If we were to actually look for your specific signal.
Right.
And I could actually demonstrate that. I could pull out the the 817.
Sorry, I couldn't help you there.
I could pull out the 817 and dial its receive way down, and you could hear what your actual signal sounds like. It sounds like what you're hearing.
Right.
Just at a different tone.
Right.
So while we're waiting for someone else, click Firefox.
Firefox.
And I'm going to do a refresh. These are the stations that have heard you.
Okay.
So not super heavy. But, I mean, we're up here where this little thing with the arrows are, and this is where you've been heard. So we're not getting out of the United States. There's some local stuff. You were heard down by Madison and over in Lansing, but you're getting out into Washington, California, up into the New England states.
New England.
Go ahead and click back onto WST.
world?
Yep. Just to make sure that we didn't miss anybody.
Yep.
But like I was saying in the intro, I love that map.
That is really cool.
It lets me see where am I getting.
Right.
So right now it doesn't look like 30 meters is really long.
No.
We're actually it's actually kind of short. It's being more regional right
Would that
now.
be more because of the time of day?
It could be time of day, it could be atmospheric conditions, a little bit of everything. It is a little early. It's only 1:29 Central or 18:29 UTC. So it's a little early yet. And if you look on the map again, if we zoom out, you can see that the gray line is still way over in Poland. So the band will change as the day goes on.
And I actually noticed that a couple days ago, too, when I first sat down here.
But you also know last night we had the CME hit.
Oh, yeah.
We had the CME hit. You watched me the last couple of days really struggle.
Yeah,
You've been
the last 2
reading
days
on the
were a struggle on
yeah
everything.
And you've seen me really argue with even getting 10 contacts, but I've been trying to do more PSK than FT8.
Right.
And I've been trying to do...
You were still struggling on everything.
I didn't matter what band I was on. I did have some success last night doing sideband chasing park to park stuff.
You did. And
that was fun. And even when it's frustrating and we're not making contacts, like you were doing really good. You made 2 contacts.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Now we wait.
Now we wait. And I'm seeing plenty here. So the other option we do have is you could start chasing instead of calling.
Right.
But you've got someone.
I picked one up.
So we'll let it go. You work him. I'm going to go in the camper and get my water real quick.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Right down here. This is a green box.
Yep, right there. A little bug spray on my legs.
Yep.
Thermacell's doing good up top.
We got them.
But not so good down below.
Call sign required. Why?
Probably because you accidentally double-clicked save.
That's possible.
Remember we talked about that?
Yeah, I think I've done that before.
So let it go through a few more cycles just to make sure that now that you've worked somebody, you don't get a few more.
Okay.
And then why don't you try picking out some of the ones with the stronger...
so I'm looking for...
This DB is, how are they compared to 0?
Okay, so where do I want them? Do I want them closer to 0 or further away from 0?
Closer or above.
Closer or above. Okay.
You forgot a step.
Oh, you told me to wait.
Right, but I didn't mean... I meant that as in a don't start hunting yet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I should have been a little more clear there.
Uh-huh.
You would think after 20 years of marriage you would just be able to read my mind, but, you know.
Sometimes I like to test you.
You're good at that.
It's like this red one right here is the one I just worked.
Yep, it's actually that one right there.
Yeah.
If you look at the times, they're identical.
Yep.
Same
but
signals,
that's
the whole nine.
The same call sign. It just did.
Right.
Which I think is really neat too, is you can see where those fell into the line of
right. Well, I mean, it says right here in the box, band activity.
Yeah, where it falls into the activity.
Frequency.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get 10 before that rain comes in.
I
I'm
know.
starting to see some drizzling on the lake. And we're only partially under the awning.
And I'm not even halfway there.
I know. Thinking after this CQ, if nobody answers, you can start hunting.
Okay.
And again, like this 7 would be a good one to go after. That 0 would be a good one. This 9, which is actually that one.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody says that Parks on the Air has to call CQ. You can hunt from the park.
Yep.
You know, I just realized we didn't spot you either.
No.
So...
Should we do that quick?
Yeah, let's show what that looks like.
Okay. Where do you need me to go?
Turn off your enable.
So just click it again?
Yep. And then click Firefox.
Firefox.
Click Parks on the Air. Add spot. You're logged in as me, that's fine.
Okay.
Activator call sign is yours.
Okay.
KC9. It doesn't
stupid
matter, just type it.
Stupid moment.
KC9LBD.
I know!
Frequency in kilohertz, so 10136. Park reference.
Alright.
K-4533. Comments FT8.
Oops.
You don't have to caps it. It'll be on its own
okay.
spot. Now, go back to the world, and in a minute or so up here, you should see confirmation of your spot.
Okay.
We should have tried to do that earlier.
Right.
Because people are going to wonder, well, what part did I just work?
Yeah.
So now that you're spotted, you might get more
It might
response.
pick up a little bit more, right.
So go ahead and work. Grab this guy, this socks guy.
Double click him?
Double click him. Now you can start getting ready to... It already enabled the TX.
Okay.
That's why it's red. You can copy his call sign.
So if I go...
Nope, start up top, start up top. There you go.
I can place him.
So he's in Kentucky. Is he in Paducah? Scroll down. I always laugh when I see Paducah. Nope. Louisville's good, though, too. There's just something about saying Paducah.
So how do I know when he gets back to me?
It'll be red.
Okay.
Just like when someone answers your CQ.
Okay.
And we'll just wait. It looks like he's working someone else.
It does.
But we'll just let it keep doing its thing.
It'll keep trying.
So
for a little while, anyway.
While we're waiting for this, I should mention that when you're working a pile up in FT8, I find, at least from my perspective, and there's probably 100 different opinions on this, that the easiest way to do it is to let the computer pick the next contact. Don't micromanage it. So just let it keep going through its sequence. Just keep enabling TX after every contact.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, so I chose this one, and like you said, it looks like they're working somebody else right now.
Yep.
So I'm just kind of thrown into a queue.
Yeah, you're gonna
the next.
You're gonna keep saying, "Hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here." Just
until
like
his computer picks me out,
like
and
he
there
just
we
did.
go.
So now you're gonna send him a signal report.
Is it gonna do it automatically? I'm assuming.
It should. Oh wait, nope. This is someone else calling you.
Oh.
Just leave it go though, because you're trying to get
I'm
this
trying
other
to get
guy.
to somebody else. You're right. There's the
spot. And if this guy doesn't get back to you, we can go and work him.
Yeah.
Go ahead and work him. Double click him.
Double click this
right
one.
There.
Oh.
Quick.
There we go.
Now copy his call over. Because this guy probably found you on your POTA spot. Nope. You got double click. There you go. No, you single clicked. There.
Alrighty, we got him.
Excellent. Move the radio gear just a little bit so that if we do get any dripping off the awning.
Call again and see what happens.
Yep, go for it. Call away.
I will call away.
You're up to 4 contacts.
Getting there.
You are, and it's been my experience, and I know this is taking a lot longer than that, but in my experience, it takes me about 20 minutes to get 10 contacts on FT8. And you saw that yourself the other night.
Yeah. That's about how long it took me.
And you can see, thanks POTA. So he did send, even though it's not identified, I guarantee you that was the guy that you just
The one
worked.
I just did. Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see a spot notification from him in a minute, too.
Okay.
Starting to pick up a little bit of noise. These wider signals down here usually are FT4. We could flip up to FT4. It's going to be a lot more fast-paced, but it's the same procedure.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I'm not. I've got somebody. Let me go. The internet has not been the best, so it may not do a good lookup.
No. Yep, see, there's the spot. It was there and gone real quick.
And then Ohio. There you go.
That's the one I'm working right now.
Was it the guy that I thought that you worked?
Yeah.
Probably a thanks for whatever.
Yeah. Probably this one right here.
Yeah.
And I got that one. So I can save that.
Yep, hit enable.
Enable, and it looks like there's another one waiting.
Excellent.
So in theory, that one next
would
would be my guess.
The way I've got call first checked. So what that does is it's going to grab the first one that it decodes and calls you. So if someone decodes ahead of him, it'll grab him next.
That one. Right. But since that's the only one
In fact, here's a case in point.
Your fingers on my way, dear.
Oh. It grabs. It did grab him because the other one was. But that's because the other one sent a 7-3.
Because of the timing.
Right. Well, and he sent a 7-3.
Right.
But had this been, somebody calling you that you haven't already worked,
right,
it would have grabbed him first.
Right.
But this is kind of what I was talking about letting the program manage the contacts.
Mm-hmm.
It gave you your R.
Yep, and there it is. And go again.
So tell me, this is your second FT8 activation.
Okay.
What do you like about doing it this way?
I don't really know what I like about it. I like because it's a little more automatic right now, and still semi-automatic, still learning, the logging process and what to look for when and where, and there is a lot going on, and it's just kind of gradually can build you up to that, I think.
Because I think the next one after another activation or two that you might want to try is FT4, because it will go faster.
It'll be a little more fast-paced.
And then maybe at that point you'll have watched me do PSK enough to where you're willing to try that.
Right.
Because PSK, I've got it all set up in the macros. There is one macro I have set up to enable a freeform response. And you know that I can type faster than PSK can send.
Yes, you can.
A lot of times I'll set up that freeform response and start typing while the other person's still sending, and then when they are finished, I'll hit the send button.
Yep.
Let's see if you can get four more.
What's this right here? This POTA spots.
Go ahead and click it. POTA spots. I like to click the table button when I see this.
There is spotted again.
Yep. This is everybody that's on Parks on the Air right now.
Okay.
The program knows to go and look for it. And the cool thing is you can filter it by band and mode. So if you
let's
click
go for bands.
And you're on 30.
Grab the 30 just for the fun of it.
It looks like right now you are the only.
I am.
And
I picked someone up.
But the cool thing about this, and you saw me use this yesterday for when I was doing sideband hunting, is you can use this to see who's doing Parks on the Air on the band you're on, and if you want, the mode you're on.
Okay.
So you can even sort by and then you can sort it by frequency. So you saw me yesterday literally start at the top of the list and work my way down. And that's how I got those 14 park-to-parks in 20 minutes.
Okay.
You got your 7-3, so you're good.
So I can save and move on.
It definitely does make it easier.
I guess it depends
to
on
find those contacts.
What's your goal? Are you looking for them or are you calling?
Right. I like to call CQ, but in the same token, there's been a couple of awards that I've been chasing that they were so close that I could taste them. So it was like, I gotta go and actually
you gotta take the other approach in there.
Right. And I had fun.
You did, yeah.
There was definitely a lot of QSB or fading. You heard that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was rough.
Somebody that was, S9, nice, strong, clean signal. I'd start talking to them and they'd go, I'm at,
and then they'd come up again.
QSL? I'm at, and then nothing.
Yep.
So the bands have been all over the place lately, and it is what it is.
It adds to the challenge sometimes.
It does. The big thing I like about this is, as Joe, KD9CJX, observed yesterday, Parks on the Air got me back on the air after probably about a 4 or 5 year hiatus, and a lot of that was due to the fact that we moved, we were renting a house.
We had a lot going on.
We were renting a house for a while, and then when we bought a house, but it was on land contract, and I wasn't comfortable punching holes in it at that point to put a station on the air. We now own the house completely, so I don't have to worry about that. And I've got plans to put a station up at home so that I can hunt during the winter months. But it's gotten me back on the air after that hiatus caused by moving. So at the end of the day, I'm thankful for Parks on the Air because it gave me something to do.
Right.
It gave me a reason to dig these radios out and knock the dust off
them off again, yeah.
And someone's talking to you.
Speaking of which...
And I'm also thankful because I've never really gotten... you've been licensed almost as long as I have.
Yeah.
And you've never really been interested in HF.
No.
You got your general class license.
Right.
But you've never been interested in actually working HF.
Right.
I think you've been in the 10 plus years you've been an amateur radio operator. You've been
I can count on one hand the number of times I've been on HF.
Yeah. And you made one, maybe 2 contacts, and that's because I handed you the microphone and told you what to say.
Right. Oh, we can save that and move on.
Whereas 2 days ago, after your first activation, I almost had to pry that radio out of your cold, dead fingers. You didn't want to share. You had so much fun that you were like, all right, I'll let you do it this time. I should add another advantage to this mode, and this has nothing to do with amateur radio.
No.
Is it allows me to tend the fire.
Yeah.
It allows me to interact with the kids or you. Or to answer a quick guest question.
Yep.
Because it's keeping track of all the time and everything. So if I'm calling CQ and somebody comes up, and in the process of answering their question, someone answers me, I can still log the contact.
Yep. You don't miss it.
It allows me to just get up and walk away. And, I mean, I could really quick say, hey, guys, I'll be back in a second if I'm on voice.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Then you might lose a bunch of stuff,
there's a good chance I'm going to lose either way.
Right.
But I just feel like this fits my mode of operating better.
At least right now. Right.
I don't mind talking to people.
No, you don't.
And there's number 9. One more. Starting to hear rain hit the awning. We might have to call it quits after 10.
I know. Maybe hope the rain dies off early enough and come back out.
Yeah. I already got my activation for today.
Yeah, you pulled that off.
I pulled that off as a late shift.
You did.
And I wanted
But I got yesterday's activation as a late shift, right? Yes. No.
I think so.
I think I did the night before. Either way.
Yeah, your first activation was a late shift.
Yeah, I went into a late.
Gotta enable again. So what's happening here is he's not hearing you say 7-3.
Okay.
He's not getting your Roger 7-3. So he's thinking
his
you didn't. His
system is trying to get back to me.
His system's still trying to send you a signal report.
Okay.
So until he hears that,
it's going to keep doing that.
He sent you a 7-3, so he got it. And it was going to keep you were going to keep having to re-enable the TX because you hadn't completed the
right.
On your end, the computer thinks you completed the QSO.
But on his end, they weren't picking it up.
Right. I can definitely tell you by looking at this waterfall, though, 30 meters is not in great shape.
No.
What did it look like the other night?
Oh, wow. It looked really good the other night.
What does really good look like? Tell them.
I don't know how to explain it. I don't.
I would say it was wall to wall, waterfalls like this.
It was busy.
There was just...
It was busy.
Because every single one of these is a station. So right now I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 stations. The other night, I think there was 20 packed in here.
Yeah, I don't know.
And even that's not great.
No.
But there was a lot more than this.
Yeah.
So you've got slim pickings right now.
Right.
In fact, I would say even the decodes over here have slowed down since we got started.
Yeah.
But right now, there's a thunderstorm coming in. Last I looked before we got started, it was county and a half away, so I figured, we got time.
But
it's getting closer.
Hour and a half, yeah.
But it's getting closer, so there's more atmospheric disturbance.
Yep.
Let's flip over while we're waiting to
Where do you want me to go?
Firefox.
Firefox?
That funny fish-looking thing.
This little fishy thingy?
Yeah, you can see your spots have dropped off drastically.
Yeah.
So, I would say for some reason, 30 is starting to die.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get that last contact so that you have a successful activation.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Please. And thank you.
Anytime now. Let's go. You get to go chase him.
I'm just wondering if I want to chase somebody.
That'd be DX.
What do you think?
If he comes up on CQ again, then try it.
Okay.
Because that's actually the first time I've seen him.
Okay.
Oh, he's right here, so somebody else worked him.
Mm-hmm.
So you might see another CQ, in which case, if you do, click right away.
Okay.
Because the longer you take to click, the less chance the radio's actually going to
send
a
message. Do I just
message.
have to single click or double?
Double.
Okay.
Someone's working him.
Yep. I'm just holding it there so it's...
Look at how the waterfall's dying,
it
too.
is.
You can see the band is dying. We might have to switch to 20 meters to
we
finish
might,
you.
yeah.
Here's somebody. It's weak.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and turn off your TX. I'm going to retune the antenna for 20. We'll see if we can get you a few more to save the activation.
Sounds like a plan to me.
And we'll be back.
All right. But I was just spotted.
You were just spotted, so if you want to keep trying for a few minutes, go ahead.
Maybe I'll keep trying just a few more minutes with that fresh spot. Maybe
okay, go ahead and hit enable again then.
Maybe that'll be enough to get what we need.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Well, if I hadn't been just spotted, I would have said, yeah, go ahead and switch. But with that fresh spot, I don't want to
give it up yet.
Give it up quite yet.
One eternity later. You've been at it for 29 minutes, by the way. Thereabouts.
Yeah.
So you're definitely not keeping up with the normal pace.
No.
But I could see from the band conditions why. There we go. There's number 10.
Oh, Control V. Paste.
Ohio.
Again.
Got spotted again.
Yeah.
Now, RBN, that's a beacon network, similar to the one that runs that PSK Reporter website.
Okay.
There's people out there, you can buy these cheap little SDR radios, and I'd like to get one at some point. They literally direct sampling, pick up the whole RF spectrum.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at you.
So you can have it monitoring multiple bands.
Right.
And they just leave the thing on connected to a computer.
Okay.
That's how these beacons work. That's how these networks work.
Okay. And
people are reporting to either, the PSK Reporter, or in this case, it looks like Parks on the Air.
Just for the fun of it.
Yeah, go ahead. Apparently, you were not getting any grid squares.
No.
So that map is not going to show you anything.
No, it's going to be useless. Oh, well.
I can possibly fix that.
Yeah. So people are finding me.
Well,
obvious.
The network is finding you.
Right.
Because if it has that RBN in there in the comment, then it's
I'm still getting
remote beacon network.
But I'm still getting spotted.
Yes.
By something somewhere.
Something somewhere is hearing you.
Right.
There's another one. 30 is definitely rough, though.
It is.
South Carolina.
Yep.
Hit settings real quick.
Okay.
Change that to HamDB. Now click this. Delete that W and put it back. Okay. Now what you can do is you can click that gear.
This one?
Yep. And hit lookup. And you can just work your way down the log, and it'll pull in all those
so it'll
grid
pull
squares.
off of all those.
You got him, so you can hit save.
And let's go again.
And go ahead and start adding your logs, and then we can...
Look up?
Yep. Now do the next one. Just always keep clicking the bottom one. Oh, you scrolled, so now you don't have to click the bottom one.
I just need to move them up. No.
Keep going.
I was just looking to see if I got another one, though.
Oh. Nope, we gotta do the one up, too.
Yep, that's where I'm... This one?
Yeah.
Did I miss that one?
You missed that one.
I think I did.
Ooh, you might have something coming. Now just click the bottom one again.
Just did that one.
No, you didn't. Because when you clicked, it moved it up.
Oh, okay.
There. Now, if you click the map, you should see your map. I like to turn off show labels. It just otherwise it's too cluttered.
It does.
And then maybe drag around a little bit. There you go. That's where everybody is that you've talked to.
Yep.
So you're the green peg.
Yep. And these are all the others. We got Florida. Cool.
Look at how dead 30 is.
I know.
It's just
But it looks like it just got another one, though.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go back here, just because I like following that. For me, it's easier.
Yep. Sometimes I leave it on POTA map because I like to watch them pop in as
Oh,
they get saved.
okay.
I like to leave it on the QSO map. Just
Okay.
because you can see it pop in and it's kind of fun.
I can see that.
But, you know, each their own.
Yep.
Got him.
Yeah, there we go. And for the fun of it, we'll go again.
That one's a manual spot.
Yeah.
That would be that one right there.
Yeah, one of the ones I just did. So looking down here at this bottom.
Yep.
What's this green line right
this
here?
kind of helps you see how strong the signals are.
Okay.
So like you'd see there's somebody here, but it's not nearly as high as this one. So
Okay.
this is a much stronger signal.
Okay.
As evidenced by the 19 of this guy that you heard.
Right.
And if I look, this guy's down around 400. What do you can see? 460, -3.
Yeah.
Or 360, excuse me. So it's showing your relative strength of the signal.
Okay.
The intensity of the color shows that, but this really shows it. And it can help you find.
Yeah, I can see how that would be a little more beneficial and easier to identify versus looking here.
You're at 12, so you
Yeah,
had a successful
I did,
activation.
yes.
Congratulations.
Something like that.
Something like that. Here.
There we go, that's better. Alright, well the rain's starting to come in, so I think let's call her quits for now.
Yeah.
And
So what I like to do, and this is a good way to finalize it, is turn off Enable TX.
okay.
And now we're going to sit here for about 4 cycles. 4 to 5.
And
this is why, right here. Double click him. This never fails. When I say it's time to call it quits, and I turn off Enable TX, within 4 cycles, so 1 minute, somebody calls me.
Yep. Well, that's what was happening to me the other night. I was getting ready to wrap it up and turned it off, and no sooner than I did that,
Someone
I
tried to
picked
work
something
you.
up. So we'll see what happens with this one, and maybe I'll keep going again, because that's what I ended up doing.
Yep, and you got him.
All right.
Because it does look like 30 might be waking up a little bit now.
So we'll give it another go then.
And if nothing else, I can throw a towel over the radio.
Yeah.
The computer should be fine. And I can wrap this video up while you keep going.
You could.
Good.
It's up to you.
Well, I think we'll do that.
Sounds good.
So you have fun.
I am going to. I'm going to have a blast doing this.
I'm gonna wrap this up, and
That one did just yes.
I'll come back and try and wrestle the radio from you.
Mine.
I have created a monster. You'd think I'd learn, because last time I let Stephanie do FT8, when I introduced her to her on her first activation, she wouldn't give the radio up. She had fun. She begrudgingly let me use the radio the next day for my own activation, and she's let me play a little bit the last couple of days, but I guarantee you, if I'm going to get on the air today, I'm going to have to beg. Say what you will about FT8. It's a fun mode. There's nothing more rewarding than making contacts, and there's nothing more frustrating than not making contacts. FT8 lets you make contacts. Do you have conversations? No. But that's not what it's for. So I hope you found this video useful if you were to want to do your own FT8 activation. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure you comment down below. Until then, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. I'm going to try and get my radio back now. Talk to you guys later. 7-3. I'm out. All right, move over. Give me back my radio. Give me back my radio.